Good evening, gentlemen. We are back again. This time we are facing Aston Villa, 8:15 kickoff, Wednesday evening, away from home.
It's going to be a tough one. Aston Villa, brand new manager, Steven Gerrard. They've got the new manager bounce at the moment. 2 wins in a row. Last one away at Crystal Palace, 2-1 win. So is it going to be tough? Of course it's going to be a tough one, but we should have enough in the locker. We have got injuries. We have got some small niggles going on within the squad. But with the size of our squad, we should be going down there and have more than enough for a rejuvenated Aston Villa. But it won't be as easy as some fans like to think it will be.
Peaky Richard, you've come dressed as an Aston Villa fan from the turn of the century. Tell us all about him.
When we were chatting about this beforehand, it suddenly made me feel a bit typical City, because I think we've beaten Aston Villa. I was saying in my lifetime, we've beaten Aston Villa 43 times. And that, I suspect, is half a dozen more than any other team in the country. I don't know that, but I think Aston Villa all my life have been the team we always seem to beat. I remember games when we were bottom of the league and they were top of the league, and we'd still go there and beat them, or David White would score 4 goals, or Micah Richards would get a header and swear a lot. And so it should be our easiest game. You know, Villa Park's always been kind to us. You know, I don't think they've beaten us there for the best part of a decade. I'm not sure when they last beat us at home either. That makes me think. That suddenly makes me think typical City, because we should be so supremely confident going there. They'll have the fans behind them. They'll have the bounce. My head says we've got too much for them. You know, their ground normally suits us. But my heart has suddenly got all a bit Division 2 typical City, and maybe we'll lose to the team we never lose to.
Okay, so, well, what sort of playing staff have we got going into it now? John Stones is out ill, whatever that means.
He'll be back.
Hopefully.
He's had a fever for the last 2 days.
There'll be no Laporte either way. He's suspended. Ferran Torres is still a long-term injury concern. Nobody really picked up a knock. Phil Foden might be back. I think it'll be about time for Kevin De Bruyne's corona sort of isolation.
Then we got to be careful with that.
No, I don't think De Bruyne will start, but he might get on the bench or something like that. The kid.
What about your hero Grealish? Is he back?
I was waiting for that.
I don't know. Now we've got a bit of form with players returning to their old clubs, Rich, and it's not exactly on the good side of things, is it?
But would that be a game Jack would relish? Or do we get? Or
is that a game that Jack would relish? I don't know, Martin. I don't think so. Yeah. He's not exactly relished his opportunities he has.
Is he going to do a Sterling who returns to Anfield and sort of?
That's what I'm talking about.
Raheem
Sterling at Anfield is just totally pointless. Now, Sterling before the game against West Ham had been on a good little vein of form, 3 goals, 3 games, but against West Ham he seemed to struggle a lot. Now, I'm going to attribute quite a lot of that struggle down to the weather. It wasn't good for his style of play, close control, running at pace. Didn't do him any favours.
It was impossible for that style of football. Impossible. So, you know, I don't really judge any player today on form. I mean, I thought, you know, Gundogan was exceptional, but I don't judge anyone not being as good as they normally are on a pitch like that when you can't see where you're going and you're freezing and everything else. I have to say my big concern at the moment is around Walker, Rodri, Cancelo, because they are playing nearly every game or every game at the moment. Bernardo as well. But I kind of feel that Bernardo will get a rest because we've got De Bruyne and Foden, Grealish out. So I kind of feel that there's an ability to rest those players. I think we're pretty nervous about resting Walker, Cancelo and Rodri. So I think at some point we've got to give Zinchenko a game at left back and let
that's the thing, isn't it?
Cancelo and Walker have a bit of a rotate at right back.
With Kyle Walker, it's a real lack of options that's keeping him in the team. I mean, he's doing fine,
I think we have to play Zinchenko a couple of times and let both Walker and Cancelo have a game at right back and have a bit of time off. Rodri, I really don't know, because I think the drop-off, you just saw with Ferner today, you know, a goal and a mistake all within about 3 minutes. I wouldn't want him starting a Premier League game at the moment. And so Rodri does worry me. How are we going to protect him over the next?
Well, I mean, clear that up a little bit, Rich. Rodri's ability to stay fit and fresh is what concerns you, not his actual playing, because at the minute he's playing out of his skin.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Him getting injured is what concerns me by being overplayed.
Chance of Cole Palmer, maybe? No?
I don't. I mean, Pep has come out today after the game and talked about Stones and talked about us having, Foden and De Bruyne and everything out and Laporte being out. But he did say that this, the chance for other players to have a go. Now, is he talking Zinchenko? Is he talking even a Nathan Ake? Well, if John Stones is not covered,
Zinchenko maybe, but I still think it's going to be Cancelo and Walker. I totally appreciate what Rich is saying about the reliance on Cancelo, Walker, Rodri, and Bernardo, but I just think that they're all of them will play. Jack Grealish, if Jack Grealish is fit, now listen, Jack Grealish, I am not going to hold this against the guy. He's an Aston Villa fan. He's an Aston Villa Academy product. He loves that club inside out and backwards. Is it really fair, if he's fit, to put him in that game? Because he's not been in the best vein of form for Manchester City, and is the best place to find that vein of form against a club that you love and bleed for. I don't think so.
Possibly.
Could it work the other way, though?
I don't think so. I don't think Jack Grealish is that guy.
See, I could see Jack busting a gut to get out on Wednesday. Because let's be honest, as much, yes, he's in love with Aston Villa and he is a fan, I get that. But there was a lot of negativity in the way he left. And he might want a point to prove to go, do you know what? Yeah, I was right for leaving. And he is going to get booed. I don't think he's going to get a hero's welcome walking out to Villa Park if he plays. So for me, right now, because, I mean, today, I get we played Mahrez, we played Sterling, and we did the inverted wingers part again. Now, I know Jack Grealish has looked out of sorts on the left wing, but for me, I would rather a Grealish on the left and a Sterling on the right, and maybe, throw Jesus through the middle.
Playing Grealish hasn't been a liability. He just hasn't been as effective as he can be, and he needs something to kickstart it. And a trip to Villa Park is the sort of thing that could kickstart it. That is the type of game, and we can't judge either way how he is going to go playing against Villa because he hasn't had to do it. He's never had that type of occasion. Some players lift for it, and some players crumble by it. But I think the upside from the chance is probably a lot bigger than the downside is.
But you just said
personally for me, I think this game falls completely on the shoulders of Ilkay Gundogan. If I'm honest, I think he has to have a great game to get something out of it. And the other one as well is Phil Foden. If Phil Foden fits and if Phil Foden is fit and Phil Foden plays, let's hope that he is at full fitness because he's going to be very influential in this game. But Ilkay Gundogan, more than anybody, Martin, it dictates how we do in this game.
Oh, definitely. But like you just said, about Rodri, maybe Bernardo having a rest. That could be a chance for Grealish to go into his natural position. What better way to walk out? Because listen, I love Villa Park. It's an old-fashioned ground. It's under the lights. It's on TV. It is going to be a proper. I love Villa Park because it's an old proper football. It's like Goodison.
Listen, Martin, I'm not disputing. I'm not disputing that it's a good place to go as a fan. I'm not disputing that. But Martin, you're selling all of the exact reasons there why someone like Grealish is not going to be able to do it because it's going to be under the lights at Villa Park. He loves that place. He grew up there.
He knows it.
Yeah, he knows
exactly.
it.
What a way to shut the boo boys up.
Yeah.
What a way to announce yourself.
Martin, can I ask you a question? Which boo boys? The City boo boys or the Villa boo boys? Because at the end of the day... Martin, whatever Jack Grealish does against Aston Villa, whether he's good or bad, he's going to leave somebody very upset. And I just don't think he can handle that pressure. I don't.
But on what basis? I don't think we've got any basis to think he can or he can't handle it. I think, Pep might have a view and the psychologist might have a view, but I think we're going into a totally unknown territory, and I'd take the punt. I think it's probably 50-50 whether he would thrive or whether he would go wrong.
Are you talking about in the central midfield, or are you talking about wide left? Because if it comes between a choice of taking a chance on Grealish or taking a chance on Foden in that wide left, I'm Foden all day, mate.
But I would like to take a chance on Foden playing. If we need to rest Bernardo, which I think we do, I would like to see Foden playing that role, because if anyone in our team has got the intelligence, the movement, the energy to do what Bernardo does, I actually think it is Foden.
But I made the argument last week that it was Cole Palmer, and I think Cole Palmer's more suited to Bernardo role than Foden.
I think, long term, I think you may well be right, but at the moment, I think to put Palmer on the responsibility of doing that would be too big. I think for Foden, Foden has a lot of the attributes that Bernardo does, and I think he's got the intelligence. I think long term, maybe Palmer, but I wouldn't want to make him do that now and take that responsibility.
Sink or swim headlines for Grealish potentially on Wednesday. Gentlemen, give me a score prediction. I'll give you mine first. For some reason in my head, I've got two score lines and I can't decide which. 4-3 to Manchester City, or a 2-2 draw. I don't know why, and I just both of them are in my head.
So you're not expecting the fences to be on top then?
No, I'm just thinking that like Zinchenko and Nathan Ake could feature, and it could absolutely be a wobble.
2-2 is not a bad shout. It is not a bad shout, because Villa are going to be tough at home. Like I said, they're on a bounce back with a new manager, and we're going to feel that under the lights at Villa Park. But I've just got a feeling we're going to sneak a 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1. I think we'll sneak a win there.
Richard?
Yeah, I think you're pretty close there. I think 2-1, 2-2, something like that. And it will all depend on the first goal. If we score first, we are head and shoulders the best team in the Premier League. I think we won 29 more points than anyone else last season when we scored first, but we are not good at coming back. So we have got to get the first goal. We've got to go there, get control of the game in the first 20 minutes and score. If we do, I think we'll run out 2-0, 2-1. If we do go behind, I think it's going to be a tough one. So, I really am uncertain. I'm not going to, give a solid prediction, because I think it could be anything from 2-1 to them, 2-0 to us. It's just going to be relatively low scoring, tight, and quite a big one.
All right, fair play to you, Stato. Thanks for that. Gentlemen, ladies, everyone else, we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.